Aloha everyone and welcome back to the CO2 Rundown. I'm your host, Chad Owens. That's right, I had to put on the fit today because it's National Signing Day and we've got some signees for our University of Hawaii Rainbow Warrior football team that we're going to talk about. It's an exciting day for the program, right? We are putting together the pieces. Started with Timmy Chang. Now we're starting to get these players. Look, I'm telling you, it's exciting times ahead. All right, this is going to be an exciting show. Lots to talk about in the sports world. So like we always do, let's dive on in to the CO2 Rundown. In the NFL, probably the biggest news, and it's official now, Tom Brady is retiring from football after 22 seasons in the NFL. 7 Super Bowl championships, right? 6 with the New England Patriots. His most recent one last season with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tom Brady was the youngest quarterback to win a Super Bowl. Last year, the oldest quarterback to win a Super Bowl. So his legacy is stamped forever. We know that. He may be considered the GOAT of GOATs, right? In all sports, right? You have every GOAT of their respected sport, of their respected eras. But sheesh, Tom Brady played through multiple eras, right? He's proven, even up until this past season, he's the best in the biz. He led the league. And, I know there's outside factors, right? Family, business, the next chapter, the next phase of his life. And he probably could have came back and played another year or 2 or 3, right? He takes such great care of his body, his health. So that would have allowed him to play a couple more seasons. But, if the end is near and he's got opportunities and things that he wants to do now, post-football, yeah, he made that decision. Because he says, and this is true, I've lived it, to compete, it takes 100% all of you. You can't do 50% business on the side, 50% professional athlete. Doesn't work. You're not going to be elite. And your teammates, your coaches, the city that you're playing for deserve your 100%. And that's what he was saying. And why he's retiring. Because he can no longer give his 100% all in, everything to football. And with that, I respect that. And I respect his entire career, how he did it. And man, Tom, look, good luck, man, in the next chapter. And who knows? Maybe he pulls a Michael Jordan, right? Steps away for a year or 2, does what he wants to do now. And who knows, right? You never know. It's Tom Brady we're talking about. But anyway, hey, I guess we have finally come to the end of an eras because he's played through multiple, man. 22 professional seasons, that's amazing. The average career of a professional football player is 2.5 years. That's it. That's it. So he's basically played 10 times the average. Think about that, right? That's amazing. So congratulations, Tom Brady. Thank you so much. As a former football player myself, just to have been in the NFL while you were there, to have witnessed greatness, while I was playing the CFL, and even after I was done playing, you still were doing it at the highest levels. I can respect that because I know wholeheartedly, personally, what it takes to achieve that elite level. And so thank you for that. Thank you for being an amazing example on and off the field. And good luck, man, in the next chapter. Aloha and mahalo. Huge congratulations to my guy, my former teammate, Nate Lawa, right? He got signed and hired by our University of Hawaii Rainbow Warrior football program, hired by head coach Timmy Chang as one of the new directors of player personnel, and he's also a recruiting coordinator. That's a very, very important role in any program. You're looking at the board. It's almost like when the NFL, right? The scouts, and he's basically like a scout, college scout. you go on the board of all the potential prospects. So he's got to know, right? On that, in Hawaii, the West Coast, everywhere, Nate's got to be the guy that has all these names up on the board of all the guys coming out of high school that are juniors, seniors, junior college transfers, even other guys in other Division I programs who maybe were 4 or 5-star players but aren't getting the playing time. So he's got to look at all these pieces and throw them up on the board and see how can we get these guys? Is this guy going to become available? So that's a very important role. But Nate's a guy that is fit for that. I've had many conversations with Nate. He's got he lives and breathes everything football. Right? Nate was I'm just going to consider him a 5-star recruit himself coming out of high school out of Virginia. He had opportunity to go to Virginia Tech, some of these big time programs on the mainland, but he chose to come home. He chose to come to Hawaii because of his roots and because of that culture. And so we're truly blessed to be able to have Nate Lawa on that staff, in those houses, sharing his story, his testimony of when he made the decision to come to Hawaii and what that did for him. Look at what it's doing for him today, right? Years after graduating, far after his playing days are over, stayed here, lived here, built a name here, and now he's back on the team. So I love how it came full circle, just like for head coach Timmy Chang, all right? But guys, that is a pivotal role in every program that is just as important as the head coach, as all the position coaches. So Nate Lawa, congrats, brother. Rooting for you, and let's go get that talent. All right, I talked about it. National Signing Day. And the guys that are getting highlighted today, all over Instagram, you guys are seeing it. But this article by Stephen Tsai, he has the entire list, but I'm going to mention a few of these guys. All right? And the name you probably will recognize. Malachi Te'o. That's right. First cousin of our amazing Manti Te'o, who went on to do great things at Notre Dame and then in the NFL. That's a lineage now of football. And yep, Malachi also plays linebacker, 6'1", 230, from Laie originally, moved to California, went to high school at Mater Dei. That's a big time high school program out there, and is coming home. Right, he signs today, and he's gonna help fill that void. Right, left by Darius Muasau, as we all know, is a top defensive player in the Big West Conference. Right, the Mountain West Conference, and we have to feel that side of the football. And as DC Jacob Yoro is doing, he's gathering the necessary pieces. And another guy that's on that side of the football that's going to be a huge help is Dean Brisky, defensive end from Samoana High School in American Samoa, 6'6", 260. Imagine that coming off the edge for us, right? Guys, imagine that. Just a freak of nature. And I don't know, maybe Keiki Misipeka had something to do with that recruit, right? Keiki from Samoa. And I know we've always had, in the past, a great connection to Samoa and getting athletes out of there. And so with Keiki on the staff, I know he's going to be a bridge to sort of bring these guys where they belong, representing our culture, the Polynesian culture. This is why we need to be super excited about the upcoming season. And the last guy I'm going to talk about is special because his dad I played with at Hawaii, Watson Ho'ohuli, a former linebacker. His son, Wyndon Ho'ohuli, is committed, is here, will be playing for us as well. And so, look, I'm just excited, right, that the focus has shifted, all right? And guys, there's more to come. So go check out the rest of the list in Stephen Tsai's article of today's Honolulu Star-Advertiser of our signees. And trust me, this is just day one. There's more to come. The guys have been doing their work. TC and the gang, they hit the ground running, and we're putting this thing together. Stay tuned. These stories I just absolutely love. And Stephen Tsai dug deep to bring this one out and to share with you guys, and you guys have to go check it out. It's about our University of Hawaii Rainbow Warrior football defensive coordinator, Jacob Yorl. He says he doesn't have to go far to find inspiration. Well, that's because his inspiration comes from his dad. And without giving away the entire story, the whole article, I'm going to summarize this thing for you guys in short, because I was getting choked up just reading it, right? Because I'm a father. A lot of you know my son. And so Jacob's dad, Neil Yorl, former athlete, he went through an injury, back injury, nerve damage, basically. And quality of life just changes, right? In an instant. Doctors saying, you'll never walk the same, you never do this, you're not going to do that. And that can be a downer, especially to an athlete, especially to a former St. Louis Crusader. And so through the challenges, through the adversity, there's a moment that Stephen talked about in the article. I'm sure there's been multiple moments where, as a father-son, the realization of, wow, I'm just thankful that I get to spend this type of quality time with my father. As a father, I get to spend this type of quality time with my son. And this is what I'm talking about, people, is that the coaching staff that we're assembling has the ability to impact the players now, right now, because of our new leader, Timmy Chang. Now we can impact these players in their lives that they will remember forever. They can share these stories because they have that personal story that they can share and they can use and leverage. And to me, that's what makes an amazing coach. Is being able to have something like that. Hey, and I've said this before when I've talked about other adversities that athletes go through. It sucks that in life we have to go through struggle to gain perspective, but it is what it is. And so, look, you guys got to check out this article, and shout out to, Jake, man, your family, your dad, the resilience. And this is why parents, do not hesitate to put your kids into some kind of sport, because sports teaches you that. It teaches you how to compete, how to be resilient, how to not take no, and that you can't do this. That you don't tell an athlete that, because they're going to do the exact opposite. They're going to prove you wrong. They're going to prove themselves right. And this is why sports is so important for every kid to get involved in. And so, guys, go check out that article to get more pieces of that. But Stephen, thank you for putting something like that out. And again, Jake, congratulations, brother. You have an amazing father that's teaching you that resiliency and then the example that you can look up to on a daily. Stephen Tsai writes another article, but this time it's about one of our University of Hawaii Rainbow Warrior men's basketball players, who is a well-traveled athlete and earned Big West honors this week. He was a Big West Player of the Week. And I'm just going to start off with a quote from Junior Madit. And I'm hoping I pronounced that correctly, brother. But this is what he says. It wasn't even imaginable for me to be living in Hawaii as a young person. That's how far-fetched this dream, this opportunity was for him. Okay, so grew up in Australia, played prep basketball, attended a prep high school in Florida, and then went to Eastern Florida State College. And then head coach Aaron Gannett noticed him at a basketball tournament in Kansas in 2019. So, talk about the stars aligning. A lot of things, for athletes in life in general, man, the dots gotta align. And sometimes even when the dots align, you still don't get that thing at the end of it. But in this case, for Junior, it did. And he's living a dream. And he's leading our Rainbow Warriors to one heck of a start of a season. They're leading the Big West. They're first in the Big West. All right? And so, again, another story that's just unbelievable. And he is writing his story. This is a guy, in my opinion, that one day should write a book on how he persevered, right? Because look at all of that. Like, it takes a lot for someone to go through those ups and downs and the unknowns. Where am I going to be next? What's the, is someone going to notice me? Athletes go through a lot. And so this one is to just shout out Junior Madit and to highlight his achievement, not just as a Big West Player of the Week, but just as someone who's, overcome adversity, who's persevered, and now is thriving on this basketball team. 6'6", only a junior. Exciting times ahead. Guys, go check out the rest of that article, again, by Stephen Tsai. And that is it for today's show. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. And I just want to say one more time, a big congratulations to all of our new signees. All right, and I know there's more to come. And I'm going to say it again. Be very, very excited about this upcoming season and all the amazing plays I envision and I see happening. So stay tuned for that. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys all come Aloha Friday.